This individual, who's built like a refrigerator, is trying to persuade us that we should accept people who are obese as the new normal. But here's the thing. Being obese is not normal. Being morbidly obese is a legitimate cause for concern. And it would be better if these people were open about their struggles with weight loss rather than trying to shift the goalposts so that they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, well, I may be fat, but it's the new normal. So that's okay. What I don't want to hear is that people like this have achieved some kind of enlightenment about how they perceive themselves. Let me explain. Hey, everyone. I'm here today to talk to you guys about someone who's saying, you're not fat, your body is just more 3D than others. But before I do that, let me encourage you to subscribe because only 25% of you who are watching this video are actually subscribed. And if you are not subscribed, you're missing out on videos that are designed to help you get to your goals faster, live a healthier life, and improve your overall well-being. Now, let's dive into this whole, you're not fat, your body is just more 3D than others idea. Here's what happened. There was a post on a subreddit where OP asked, "Am I the butthole?" and then goes on to explain. My wife and I went out to dinner with a friend of hers. My wife has lost 70 pounds over the last year and a half. She had gastric bypass surgery and has been doing really great, keeping the weight off and being very healthy. Good for her, and she looks fantastic. She looks amazing, and apparently this other woman hasn't lost any weight, but she's frustrated with her friend for losing weight and not herself. The woman wrote, I am 5'3" and weigh 285 pounds. My BMI is 44. I wear size 22 clothes. My husband and my female friend are both around 200 pounds. We were talking about our weight and she said that I shouldn't beat myself up over being overweight because some people are just more 3D than others. Then she explained that she didn't mean it in a bad way, but I'm still upset. Am I the butthole? Well, first of all, your BMI is not 44. Your BMI is 29. A BMI of 30 or higher is considered obese. So you're not even obese. You're overweight. That's fine. That's perfectly normal. But then when OP says that her husband and her friend are both around 200 pounds, now we start to see the problem here. If OP weighs 285 pounds and her husband weighs 200 pounds, well, that means that her husband is overweight as well. If her friend weighs 200 pounds, well, then he's also overweight. Her friend is basically trying to tell her, hey, don't worry about your weight because most people I know are my size, so it's totally fine. But here's the problem. The reason why she feels the way she does is because she thinks that her friend is judging her for gaining weight. But her friend isn't judging her. He's simply stating an opinion that he believes to be true. This person believes that there are some people who are just naturally thicker than others, and that is just how it is. The reason why OP is upset about this is because she sees her friend's lifestyle choices as an example of why she should lose weight. She looks at him and thinks, wow, that's what I could look like if I lost 85 pounds. He doesn't weigh that much more than I do. And if he can lose that weight, why can't I? Or why doesn't he want me to lose weight? Like, is he worried that I might be a little bit more attractive than him if I lose all this weight? But the reality is that this guy doesn't care about her weight at all. He doesn't think that she's too heavy, and if anything, he probably thinks that she looks beautiful and sexy and curvy. The reason why he's not concerned about his own weight is probably because he's always been big. He's always been thick. Maybe he's always been the biggest guy in the room, and so he's never been judged for his weight. Maybe he's never been teased for being fat, and so he doesn't understand why OP cares so much. Here's the thing, though. Just because something doesn't affect you doesn't mean that it doesn't affect other people. The reason why people are getting upset about this is because this individual, by saying, you're not fat, your body is just more 3D than others, is giving validation to the overweight community. People who are overweight or obese often feel self-conscious about their bodies. They often feel embarrassed about their size. And so when someone comes along and tells them, hey, you know what? Don't worry about your weight. It's perfectly fine. You're beautiful the way you are. That's like a breath of fresh air for them. It's like someone finally understands them. They finally feel accepted for who they are, and so they take this person's advice and they continue to gain weight until they become morbidly obese. I remember back in college, I used to go to the gym every day and lift weights. And one day, I was sitting on the bench after I finished my workout, and I saw this girl come up to the bench and sit down next to me. She was so obese that I could tell from across the gym that she wasn't going to be able to lift herself up on the bench. And sure enough, she struggled and eventually made it up on the bench. Then she started crying because she couldn't lift the weight. She couldn't even lift her own body weight, and I felt bad for her, so I went over and I helped her out. I lifted her up and then I helped her do some push-ups and stuff like that. And she said, "Oh, you don't need to help me. I can do it on my own." And I said, "Yeah, you can, but you won't." And she looked at me confused, and I said, "If you want to continue to live the lifestyle that you're living now, you'll continue to gain weight, and eventually you won't be able to do this anymore. You won't be able to walk up the stairs. You won't be able to play with your kids. And the sad thing is, you're young. You have so much life to live, so much happiness to experience, and you're throwing it all away for food. Because right now, the only thing that makes you happy is food. And that's what you're choosing to focus on. Instead of focusing on improving your health, instead of focusing on living a longer, happier life, you're choosing to focus on food. People like this need to be honest about their struggles with weight loss. They need to be honest about their addictions to food. They need to stop blaming society for their problems because here's the thing. It's not society's fault. Society didn't force them to eat. It's not their parents' fault. Their parents didn't force them to eat. They chose to eat. They're the ones who are addicted to food. And it's not society's fault that they're unhappy. They're the ones who are choosing to focus on their unhappiness instead of focusing on the things that make them happy. And what happens is that they gain weight and they become obese, and then they try to shift the goalposts so that they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, "Well, I may be fat, but it's the new normal. So that's okay." What I don't want to hear is that people like this have achieved some kind of enlightenment about how they perceive themselves. I want to hear them talk about how they're going to lose weight. I want to hear them talk about how they're going to improve their health. I want to hear them talk about how they're going to live a happier, better life. So, am I being too hard on this person? I don't think so. I think that this person needs to be called out. I think that people need to understand that it's not okay to be obese. It's not okay to be morbidly obese. And I don't want to hear people saying that it's the new normal. That's not normal. That's not okay. But what do you guys think? Am I being too hard on this person? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because only 25% of you who are watching this video are actually subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you're missing out on videos that are designed to help you get to your goals faster, live a healthier life, and improve your overall well-being. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.